What's up, everybody? Welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei, and today I'm going to be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And for today's video, guys, I have a set of extremely weird news. I will show you that one of the community members deleted his Twitter account right after he posted the tweet about potential paths how we can find the wrongdoers. Or this tweet and Twitter account was deleted by someone from X, and it is quite weird again, and I will show you all the details. On top of that, guys, I will show you that Jim Cramer mentioned about MMTLP case again in extremely weird manner, and I will show you that he's done it basically after the youth result for some unknown reasons. On top of that, guys, I will show you another weird update from one of community members who believe that next week will be very important and potentially quite successful for MMTLP case. And all these news again are extremely weird in my point of view. And before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. And let's start with this. Let me show you first of all my yesterday's video. And as you can see, Trevor the fisherman wrote the tweet in regards to the application fee form that every issuer should file in order to pay fees, in order to make the ticker symbol tradable. And in response to this tweet, George Palkers and John Burda responded. But guys, take a look right here. This Twitter account, as you can see, this post is from an account that no longer exists. And I have to admit that, let me show you that, as you can see, John Burda also responded to this tweet. And here you can see that Trevor basically deleted his Twitter account, or this Twitter account was deleted by someone who doesn't want to spread this information. And guys, in my opinion, it is extremely weird, and we have to know more about this path, and definitely it might lead us to some interesting conclusions. So let me show you the next news, and let me remind you that just yesterday, Daniel, your favorite SGM, wrote this tweet, and let me remind you about this. We need a public relation manager or a similar skill set in that space for media engagement. If you want to help our end in the MMTLP cause, we can discuss terms such as upfront retainer and or contingency basis. If you are up for the challenge, please DM me. And Platinum wrote this. There is a bit of a bias there. It might be best to have someone who isn't connected to executives accused of fraud. And she refers to Dennis Mill. And Dennis Mill is the author of the Ricochet podcast. And he covered several times our case. Let me show you that if you search from Ricochet Twitter account MMTLP case, you can find at least one mention, and I have to admit that for some reasons I didn't find more, but I think he covered MMTLP case several times. And let me show you the response of Dennis Neal himself. In response to Daniel, well, wait a second, Daniel wrote, well, would you look at that? And he tagged Dennis Neal, as you can see right here, and Dennis responded, guys, I'm happy to have interviewed John Burda on my podcast, as well as Curtis, Junk Savage, Johnny Tobacco, Due Diligence, Mark Tom Basile, and other figures regarding MMTLP. That is what a journalist does. Yo, what's bugging me on Ricochet? And I have to admit that Dennis Neal has quite a substantial number of listeners of his podcast, number of followers, and that is why, guys, his involvement in our case might be very useful and important. I have to admit that I don't have a lot of views for the last several months. I see that a lot of MMTLP community members are losing faith in this case, but guys, believe me, with the most recent updates from the legal field of our case, I can assure you that something might happen within the next several weeks to months, and this might also be very interesting for you as an MMTLP shareholders. And that is why, guys, stay calm and wait for the results of our actions. So, and let me show you another quite interesting update. Let me show you this tweet that was written by RareDD. And RareDD wrote, the closest thing to MMTLP caveat emptor timestamp. And guys, first of all, let me remind you what caveat emptor is. Let me show you the definition. Let the buyer beware. Caveat emptor is a Latin phrase that translates to let the buyer beware. It means that an individual buys at their own risk. Potential buyers are warned by the phrase to do their research and ask pointed questions to the seller. And this is very important that let me show you right here. Wait a second. This warning was made by OTC markets, and let me quote you this. The closest thing to a MMTLP caveat emptor timestamp, 3:08 p.m. on December 8th, 2022, source X. I also included a screenshot in case the post gets deleted. Context. After about 14 months of trading, OTC markets gave MMTLP the caveat emptor by beware designation. This was the same day FINRA posted their second revised MMTLP corporate action on December 8th of 2022. What's one of the reasons of the caveat emptor designation according to the OTC notice? Here is the direct speech from this notice. Potential confusion amongst market participants regarding dates and entitlements for the share exchange published by FINRA on December 6, 2022 and subsequently revised on December 8, 2022. Even OTC markets blamed the corporate actions posted on December 6 and December 8. But who modified the language concerning the dates and entitlements in the MMTLP corporate actions? FINRA. So, it was awfully strange when Jim Cramer, long after MMTLP no longer traded, attempted to blame MMTLP investors for not having an understanding of caveat emptor. And guys, I will come back to Jim Cramer within just several minutes. It will literally blow your mind. But first of all, let me show you this. RareDD refers to the tweet that was written by OTC Markets Group. As you can see, it is this tweet is still there, and you can find it by clicking right here. You can see today's caveat emptor list MMTLP 4 click this link, our policy, this link, and the date is December the 9th, as you can see, but it was implemented on December the 8th. And let me show you even more interesting facts. Curtis published this tweet. It's even worse because it was actually 6:01 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:01 p.m. Pacific Time, well after the market was already closed. And this is another quite weird fact that basically no one, right after this warning was published, no one was able to trade MMTLP for at least several hours at that moment. And this is another quite weird thing that needs to be investigated. On top of that, guys, take a look right here. Junk Savvy in her space call, basically that she made just yesterday, mentioned about the video of Jim Cramer. And Steph wrote, did you find the Cramer video yet? And this video was also mentioned right here by RareDD. And let me show you what did she write. Junk Savvy wrote, I have watched all episodes June 6 to 8, 2023, but no mention of MMTLP. Either I'm off on my dates, X post indicate June the 8th, or they may have edited it out. If you can find it, that would be great. And guys, one community member found this video, as you can see right here, and let me show you this in details. You can find it on MMTLP Reddit thread, and you can see that it was published 2 years ago. And guys, the date is quite interesting because let me show you. Cramer needs to bash, mind-boggling that Cramer needs to bash a stock that hasn't traded in 6 months. And let me show you his direct speech.
Caveat emptors has been the law of the land for the way it's always been. Caveat emptor being like, hey, you know what?
Fair point.
If you're going to be stupid enough to buy MMTLP, what is my favorite stock now? That MMTLP that we have a guy named Ben Stoto. He's our expert on some of the more abstruse situations that we look at. And there had been MMTLP, Small Texas Energy Company. That was the Torchlight Energy merger with the Metamaterials, David the Canadian, and FINRA removed it. Well, that was it. The short squeeze going back. They blame the regulators. They never blame themselves. Brutus, right? Caesar. Hey, holds up, by the way. Julius Caesar, dynamite.
The weirdest part of this entire video is that Jim Cramer had some details in regards to MMTLP in his papers right here, which he brought with him to this interview 6 months after the MMTLP was halted. Why is that, guys? It is extremely weird and definitely something is wrong with this fact. On top of that, guys, let me quote you some comments under this video. Cramer is an opposite man, so I think we are good. His new favorite, but he couldn't remember the name. They are desperate. I completely agree with this statement, and I have to admit that this fact is literally blown my mind. Let me show you another quite interesting, but in my opinion quite useless fact. So, let me show you first all this tweet. Samantha wrote this: time to brace ourselves again. Pro tip, just reuse shorting from the last 7 times, nothing Drew said happened. And she refers to the tweet that was written by Bailey DeVroe, and Bailey wrote this: breaking news, another Drew countdown. How was dinner with Charles Payne? That tweet was deleted, as you can see. And let me show you this part of the space call that I believe hosted by Murdoch, the meta guy, as you can see right here. And let me show you this.
If you think congressional efforts are futile, brace yourselves.
Oh yeah, brace yourselves.
I didn't get brace yourselves. All I got was futile, and then it ended.
Yeah, I got oh boy, I got 5-1 odds that says next week is going to be a good week. Any takers?
Right.
If you think congressional.
So guys, again another quite odd promise from not a promise, but quite odd feeling from due diligence that next week will be big for MMTLP case. And let me remind you that he doesn't want to see any litigations on the table. He wants to see the progress from the Congress side of our saga. But guys, to be honest, do you believe him? I think his last several promises never became a reality, and I have to admit that this one pretty much is in line with all of his previous promises as well.
And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the